Marvel's finally killing off the Inhumans. There's a brand new summer event, like always, and then we've got a fantastic announcement. What's up, everybody? I'm Stan, and welcome to Detail Comics, where we go over comics in detail. I'm going to be going over all the Marvel announcements that have come out recently, so make sure you subscribe to get more content like this every single week. The first thing that I want to talk about is I want to talk about the Marvel Avengers art that's been coming out, which is announcing the team that's going to be appearing in Jason Aaron's upcoming Avengers #1. So, of course, you've got characters like Captain America, you've got Thor, you've got Iron Man, you've got She-Hulk, you've got Captain Marvel, you've got Black Panther, you've got Ghost Rider, you've got Doctor Strange. All these characters are making an appearance, and on the official art, it looks pretty fantastic, but I'm really excited to see where this series goes, simply because it ties into Marvel Legacy specifically, and it's not necessarily like Fresh Start is going to be correcting or removing anything about Legacy. It's just a way for people to kind of get introduced to brand new characters with new writers, and there's a lot of different announcements that are going on about, like, the brand new Black Panther #1, the brand new Captain America written by Ta-Nehisi Coates, the new Amazing Spider-Man, but we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the video. But the Avengers art has got me really excited for the promise of this, just like a lot of other art has me excited about Marvel Fresh Start. Another thing that a lot of people are going to be really excited for is Death of Inhumans, because there's no love lost for the Inhumans inside the Marvel Universe. After a failed TV show, it's more than likely that these guys are going to just drive them into the ground, and the creative team is what's really got me excited. Though Black Bolt has been fantastic with Christian Ward on its art, taking the Inhumans and kind of burning them to the ground only to resurrect them later seems like a really good plan, especially putting Donny Cates on the book, who has just absolutely destroyed Thanos and the rest of the universe at the same time, and Ariel Olivetti, who's got a fantastic art style as well. So there's no real duration announced for this series, but it is going to be more than one issue, at least that's what it seems like, the way that Donny Cates has been talking about it, and the way that other creators have really been insinuating that it's one of the best pitches that they heard at the most recent Marvel retreat. Obviously, I am in for this Death of Inhumans story because Donny Cates is writing it, but I'm looking for a little bit more substance, and I can't wait to see what he fleshes out as he burns the Inhumans to the ground. We also have Infinity Wars, which is going to be the Marvel big summer event, which we could have insinuated simply from Infinity Countdown and how Jerry Dugan's been pushing this series, which has really just been an extension of the Guardians of the Galaxy book that he was already writing. Hopefully, by the time that we get to Infinity Wars, which kicks off in July of 2018, we actually see some development, which is going to create a little bit more conflict between the Stones and the people that are after them. After all, we did see Pimtron go grab one through the heart of the Magus, so I'm excited to see who is going to be kind of entering into this fray, this war for the Stones of Infinity, and what's going to happen beyond that. But when we're talking about Infinity Stones, we need to talk about Thanos, who's also on the cover of that art, and Thanos is getting reunited with his original creator, Jim Starlin, and he's back to continue on his original graphic novel series, which is going to be dealing with a pretty familiar topic. It's said that he pitched this exact same idea at the exact same time that Donny Cates did, and then there was a big conflict between Tom Brevoort and a few other editors at Marvel regarding Jim Starlin, and he walked away from the project entirely, but now he's back because he's writing a story that's all about Thanos facing off with a future version of himself. I'm excited to see what the original creator of Thanos can really put into this story and how he's going to tell something completely different than the massive destruction and devastation that came from Donny Cates in the most recent Thanos story. I'm excited for this one. It's one that you guys should be checking out. Of course, to wrap up the Marvel news, we need to talk about the most recent announcement. It was amazing. It was mighty. It was uncanny. It was fantastic. And that's the Fantastic Four is going to be returning to Marvel comic books in July of 2018 with the team of Dan Slott and Sarah Pichelli. So Slott's going to be writing it. Sarah Pichelli's going to be doing the illustrations, and overall, I'm thinking that it's a really good fit for Dan Slott as far as telling this kind of story. He did a great job on Amazing Spider-Man Human Torch. It was a little 5-issue miniseries, but he told one of the best Fantastic Four stories in recent memory, and I'm excited to see what he can do with all that kind of history. He's a real nerd for the continuity, and I think that he understands the capacity of the Fantastic Four. The first 3 comics that he ever read were the Galactus trilogy, so this is a man that's got roots with the Fantastic Four. However, if we want to speculate on the announcement, there were 3 other things that they put in there. The first announcement was uncanny. So 1, uncanny. The number 2 was amazing, and the number 3 was mighty. So what I'm thinking is that we're going to get a reboot of all the X-Men titles. No more Astonishing, no more X-Men Gold, no more X-Men Blue, or at least no more Gold and Blue, and we're going to get a resurrection of the Uncanny X-Men title, which is going to continue on with legacy numbering or brand new #1 with co-numbering. We obviously know that we're going to get Amazing Spider-Man from Nick Spencer and Ryan Ottley, and that's going to be kicking off with a brand new #1. And then, because we have an Avengers title, what do we do with all these other characters? We give them the Mighty Avengers, and then we have another book that's going to be able to complement this bigger team with a much smaller team that can still tackle stuff on Earth. I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm wondering if that's going to be with the reality. Let me know what you guys think. What are your other theories? What are your other announcements that you're really excited about from Marvel? So hit me up in the comments down below, and we can start that conversation. As always, if you like what you see, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to get more news, reviews, and commentary on comic books, comic book movies, comic book TV shows, and games, and anything and everything inside the world of comics.